You're listening to the Griffin Sports Insider Podcast, live from Hi-Ho Bar and Grill in St. Joseph, Missouri. It's our live weekly chat with Missouri Western coaches and athletes. Here's your host for the Griffin Sports Insider Podcast, Tommy Rezach.
Good afternoon, everybody. Happy Monday. Happy March. It is Monday, March 2nd, 2026, and we are live for our weekly Griffin Sports Insider Podcast, our weekly live conversation with all of our head coaches that are in season, whether they're just beginning or just ending. The first thing we'll talk about, of course, is track and field, which for many athletes, the indoor season wrapped up at the conference championships, the indoor MIAA championships in Pittsburgh, with one Griffin, of course, Mackenzie Garr, waiting to officially hear where she'll be seated for the national indoor meet coming up March 13th and 14th. Of course, as we speak, Griffin men's golf opening their spring season, playing today and tomorrow in Rogers, Arkansas at the Shadow Valley Invitational. So certainly wish the boys good luck there. But Sean Gosewisch leading us off on a busy show. Of course, we got the conference basketball tournament coming up. Softball at last getting to play their home opener. Baseball goes to Central Missouri. Tennis, we got to talk about a lot of things here before the day is out. So, Sean, Conference Indoor Championships, a 3-day event. Of course, some other, we all know what the headliner is, but some other things in Abby Henry finishing at 6th in triple jump. The men's distance medley relay finishing in 9th. But, of course, Mackenzie Garr moving on to nationals, finishing 2nd in the shot put. And, of course, she had a top 10 finish in weight throw as well. Mackenzie Garr setting a season best with her mark the other day with 15.71 meters in shot put. That figure ranks number 7 in the country. So, I know I've been talking a while, Sean. I apologize, but Mackenzie, we knew she was capable of doing that, winning the championship last year, and I know across the board there were some. You were hoping for better, but at the same time, a lot of people that put in solid efforts. Just thoughts on the weekend overall?
Sure. I mean, frankly, I was really proud of the women's side. We went in with maybe 6 or 7 athletes that got into certain events, and Mac did what Mac does, right? Mm-hmm. 2nd in shot put. I think she was, 6th or 7th in weight throw. Mm-hmm. Best shot put of the year, definitely best lifetime weight throw of the year. So she stepped up. She did what she had to, scraped some points there. And then, like you mentioned, Abby Henry, she showed up, showed out. That was her best triple jump of her life to score 6 in the conference. And, really proud of the women stepping up and doing everything they can. Yeah,
that's right. Mackenzie Garr, 7th in weight throw with a mark of 18.26 meters. So should know this week with the national meet coming up March 13th through the 14th in Virginia City, Virginia. So Mackenzie is seated 7th in the nation in shot put, 22nd in weight throw. So we know she's in on. Is there a chance she gets in at weight throw at large? Or?
It's there's always a chance, right? I'm not going to hold my breath for it. She'll get in for shot.
Right.
We did enter her for weight. There would have to be some girls that don't do weight in order for her to jump that line. So if a few girls, 4 or 5, decided not to compete, then she'd get in. Likewise, Dawson Miller, he's pretty far down that list. He did hit provisional standards, so we did enter him. But
and that's in weight throw, right?
Yes,
men's
correct.
Weight throw. Okay.
But he's 50-something on the list.
Okay.
So.
Yeah.
But it's an accomplishment just to hit the provisional standard and beyond that national qualifying list.
No doubt. And usually it should be tonight, right, when they announce that officially?
Yes.
Okay, so we'll have the announcement once we get it on GoGriffins.com on our website. And then the outdoor season, of course, getting ready to start. What's that first event you got lined up for the spring?
Sure. It's about, 3 weeks from now, March 27th, 28th-ish. It's kind of a split between Emporia. They host. They're hosting nationals this year for outdoors, so it's important to get on their track. And then some of the squads going, Wash U over in St. Louis always does a huge distance meet, so we'll send some guys who have hit standards to go out to that.
Excellent. So once we'll have that schedule posted for you in due time on our website at GoGriffins.com, as well as outdoor track. We'll get going to round out the semester. But just like last year, the indoor season not done because the Griffins have a thrower headed to nationals. She was a conference champion last year, conference runner-up this year in shot put, top 10 in the country. I know she's already a multi-All-American thrower indoor and out. St. Joseph's own Mackenzie Garr with brother Jordan helping to coach her. So we know how good of a story that this has been. And so we'll see. We know it's shot put. there's an outside chance she's competing in weight throw as well. So look out for that Nationals announcement tonight. She will compete in Virginia City March 13th and the 14th. Then a week or so after that, all Griffin athletes will resume the season with outdoor track and field, getting ready for March, April, and yes, into May as well. Coach Goose, I don't know why I tried
there
to
you
say
go,
all,
right?
those,
Just keep it
all
simple.
those consonants, but appreciate your time. I know that was a long weekend for you guys, so thank you. Congratulations to your team in Mackenzie, and good luck to all of you in Nationals down there.
I appreciate it, Tom.
There you go. Sean Gosewisch leading us off to talk track. Alejandro de la Torre is here as Griffin Tennis, fresh off the road, played a couple of matches there in Kearney, Nebraska, and lo and behold, that's where they will go back to this week with a couple of matches set for against Midland University and Minnesota State. Tennis will play Midland this Saturday noon, Minnesota State this Sunday at 8, right back to where they were there in Kearney. Coach De La Torre joins us now. Griffins got a victory this week, but then lost one to Augustana on Sunday, but got a win over St. Mary's, a ranked St. Mary's squad at that. Griffin Tennis, a 4-3 win there, and then a 4-0 sweep for Augie on Sunday. So, Coach, I know that's, you take the good with the bad, right? You win doubles there on Saturday, you get some singles victories, and then Augie, who's on kind of a tear right now, they're 9-1. They've beaten some other MIAA teams. So, yeah, just thoughts on the weekend in general, just seeing a good victory followed by maybe a humbling loss.
Yeah, so, last time I came, I talked to you about how practice was going better, and we had 2 really good weeks of practice, and we competed really well against St. Mary's. And we turned things around, but I feel like what really happened, it came down to satisfaction, and we worked hard, we competed hard, we get the win against the ranked opponent. Now we can go back to the old habits, and it was very similar to Rockhurst in terms of energy, just competitiveness wasn't there, and it doesn't make sense because Augie plays St. Mary's that same day we play St. Mary's, so St. Mary's was already tired, and it was a 4-3 match. So if both teams beat the same team 4-3, it doesn't make sense that we go the day after and lose 4-0. But that's, it's not about the level; it's about how you compete.
Right, yeah, no doubt. And obviously there were some matches within that Augustana contest that went unfinished once Augie got that 4th point and it was over. But on Saturday, get the doubles point. Johanna Predike, Claudia Pastor, Alejandro Ramirez Botella, all victors in singles in the victory over St. Mary's. A place you used to coach at, obviously, before coming here. Just what was it like to finally not only schedule them, but to get a victory over the place you used to be?
It was good. It's nice to play a nice team, I know the coach really well, and it was nice to catch up and just have a clean match between our teams, competitive, So, winning or losing, it was a good match. Just seeing our team compete well, and that's what I told them after, if you lost today, I will be happy. Because these matches at the beginning of season, more than winning and losing, is find our team, find our rhythm, and yeah, it's good to get the win, but it was just good. A clean match and good match to play. Yeah,
the Griffins sit here 2-2 in the early part of the season. Going back to Kearney, which their facility there, the Ernest Grundy Tennis Center. Mo West will play Midland and Minnesota State. Midland set for Saturday noon. Minnesota State Sunday at 8 a.m. Midland, of course, the NAIA school out of Fremont, Nebraska, not far from Omaha's where they're from. Of course, Minnesota State, they're off to a good start. They're 4-0. That's a Central region opponent. So back to where we just came from, a good Central location there for everybody. I know Midland was someone who kind of stepped up for us when we needed someone on our schedule. So that being said, back to practice and then back on the road. What do you hope to see here over the next few days leading up?
So just we're going to compete more during practice. I think we're not playing bad. We just need to get more competition, and it will be good we need to get better at the habits and be more consistent and more committed. And realize what we did well these last 2 weeks that helped us win that match, and try to recreate it this week and put it in. Midland will be a good opponent to just go out and really play. And Mankato, they have a lot of new girls. I've seen a little bit of the results. It should be competitive, but it's a team that I think if we show up, we should be able to handle. But it doesn't matter if you don't compete, if you don't show up. It doesn't matter how the level of the players. It's just being a a better team.
Yeah. So again, Saturday noon and Sunday at 8. That's back in Kearney. And then the Griffins will be back at home the following week, Thursday, March 12th, Friday, March the 13th, with Southwest Baptist, Washita Baptist visiting St. Joseph the following week. But until then, Griffins go back to Central Nebraska to play Midland and Minnesota State. Saturday noon, Sunday 8 a.m. We'll have the results for you at GoGriffins.com once those matches are complete. So, Coach, safe travels and good luck once again.
Thank you, Tommy.
There you go. Alejandro de la Torre giving us some time to talk tennis. Nicole Thompson coming up, and we're joined today by junior catcher and utility from the Colony, Texas, and a transfer last season from Regis University. Played for Nicole Thompson at Regis and now at Mo West, Sydney Young, joined by Coach Thompson as they'll put on the headsets. We welcome on our guests from Griffin softball, our guests from a team that is 16-3, a team that goes 4-1 in Shawnee, Kansas this past weekend in the Midwest College Classic. Coach, starting with you, congratulations. A bell ringing there last night or Saturday night, whichever day it was. I was in Wichita Saturday, so my clock is all thrown off. But 3 regional wins. It's a tough loss there against Winona, who we knew was really good. That was Friday, but your team bounces back, and you're 7-1 in Central Region competition. And finally, we get to play at home Saturday, but just thoughts on the effort in Shawnee.
Very proud of this group. It's exciting to be where we're at right now. And, when I built this schedule, this is kind of what I expected, to have this tough competition at the beginning of the year and to get in some regional games. But the way that this team has
Sorry.
You're good.
I don't know what's going on there, but keep going.
Okay, the way that this team has responded with them has been great. Clearly we'd want to have that game back against Winona State, but tip the hat, faced a really good pitcher. They turned around and beat Pitt State the next day. Kind of just what I told my team, though. I didn't, the loss isn't the way that we wanted to, talk about or hound on. It was how we lost, and for them to respond for the rest of the weekend is the big point. We come around and the next day and we don't give up a run, and then Sid, the one that's sitting next to me, has the weekend that she does in a really crucial spot, batting 4-hole for us, and it's just been fun to see our offense click on different ways. We score runs in different ways. I kind of talk about that each week, but it's been fun to have that, and then still have the power that we're having at the plate. And so we talked about it this weekend. When we do the little things right, when we work counts, when we have a game plan, when we get to the plate, the good things happen. And then to have the pitching staff that we have has been the game changer. To have a staff that we know at any given time, whoever starts the game could go all 5 or 7 innings, and if not, then we have someone who can come in, and then we have anyone else that can close it. So it was a fun weekend to get up there now to 16-3, and to match a program best start since 2017. Nice. That's been fun to see and to have this group grow into that.
Win over Quincy on Thursday, a loss to Winona Friday, but then bouncing back to the Griffs Friday afternoon, beating Minnesota State Moorhead, and then shutting out Bemidji and Concordia St. Paul on Saturday, and getting back to a ring-a-bell on a Saturday night. In Sydney, batting .377 at the moment with 5 home runs. She's drawn 17 walks, and as a catcher has caught 3 runners stealing thus far. But Sydney in particular, your last 3 games, 7 of your last 10 at-bats, 7 RBIs in those last 3. What was the key for you to just finish so strong down there this weekend?
Really, I was just thinking, how can I benefit my team? How can I move runners? How can I score? And just keeping it simple, not trying to do too much, taking it at-bat by at-bat.
Excellent. And again, going back, you're now in the second year of our program. So Sydney, as a freshman, all-RMAC tournament team, part of a Regis team that won that tournament with Coach Thompson a couple of years ago. But, going back to that time, 2 of your teammates, Rachel and Sienna, make this move with you. And you've all stayed the course, and you're all here just a year and some odd months later. Just how would you say the decision to come here and go on this path has panned out for you guys?
It's been really good. I don't regret it at all. This is definitely where I was supposed to be. I kind of knew once Nicole left, she was a coach I wanted to be with, and where I would follow her wherever she went.
Yeah. So the Colony, Texas, that's your hometown. Why do they call it the Colony or the Colony?
I have no clue.
That's in Greater Dallas Fort Worth. What Texas team do you pull for on a given day?
I'm a big UT fan. I love my Longhorns.
Okay,
so.
all right. Yeah, I was thinking maybe, everyone just assumes anyone from Texas is like Cowboys, but, you have what's your what's the NHL team? The Stars, right?
The Stars, yeah.
Yeah, and then, the Horns, there's a ton of big colleges down there in Texas, a lot of pro teams, the Houston Texans, all sorts of different stuff. So, talking of the opponent that Mo West will play at home, yes, 19 games, either at true road games or neutral site. Mo West will be home against Augustana this Saturday. Knock on wood. Weather's looking okay. Sunshine and temperatures near 60 degrees. The second I say that, then we get a snowstorm. So perhaps the time change will be on me. But no, I think the weather will be good. And we get Augustana. Coach, I heard you remark Friday that, Augie 3-8 out of the gate. This is an Augie program that won 50 games. Won the NSIC, won the Central Region, played UCO in a super regional last year. I know they were playing in the same event down there in Shawnee with us. What have you noticed about them so far this year?
I mean, they're a very good program. They have a rich history, very similar to us. They've been very good in the past. The games that we took them to the wire last year, I mean, we ended up splitting with them, which was a huge win for us. And so we have to go in there with that mindset. Coach Greta, she's been there for a really long time. She's going to put a good team out on the field. And so we just got to be prepared. They're going to pitch. They're going to hit. They're going to come down. They're battle tested as well right now. And so I think what we've just been doing the last 19 games, it doesn't matter who we play, it's our mindset. We go back to 0-0, and if we play Mo West softball, then it doesn't matter who's on the other side in that dugout. And so, we're going to clearly get ready for them and scout, but at the end of the day, it comes between what we do as a team and how do we have the energy and what we talk about of, having that throttle down from the beginning of the game, and we push it, doesn't matter how long it takes, 7 innings, 5 innings, or 14 innings. And so this will be a good test for us. We're so excited to be at home. Yeah. We're clearly pulling the tarp here today and going, but I do have to make a shout out. We had a couple Gold Coaters, Bill and them, come down to our Kansas City game this weekend, so it was fun to see some support, but we're excited to be in our home beds, to get back on the dirt and, have the Griff community come out and have that support for us here at home.
Yeah, Bill Pennison sitting clear in the back. Did you hear that, Bill? You got a little shout out. We got a full crowd in here, but which is good to see. But yes, Mo West opens a 6-game homestand coming up this Saturday. So 2 against Augustana, 12-2. Thursday, March 12th, Minnesota Moorhead in here. That's a 12-2 doubleheader as well. And the weekend of March 14th, or on March 14th, the Saturday, Griffin's open conference play at home. Fort Hays State will be in town March 14th, noon and 2 as well. Well, Coach, I'm going to go ahead and bank on a prolonged stay in Kansas City with basketball this weekend. So Tucker Holden will be with you. You'll be in good hands, and I know he's excited to do it. So it's the Vikings against the Griffins. Doubleheader Saturday starting at noon on the MIAA Network and the Griffin Sports Network, too. With Sydney Young, that's Nicole Thompson. Ladies, outstanding. Well done. Can't wait to see this in action here in town, and good luck this weekend.
Thanks, Tommy.
There you go. Sydney Young, Nicole Thompson joining us to talk softball, one of the hottest teams right now in the region and in the conference. But to be fair, there's a lot of really good teams in our MIAA right now. But Mo West has a seat at that table right now. It's really exciting. Indoors, beat Concordia St. Paul 15-7. Yeah, the cold wasn't so much the precip. We ended up really with no snow, a little bit of rain, I guess, but it was the cold temperatures early Sunday that put the Griffins indoors. But hey, we're used to it. Griffins practice in there, and they get a win again against the Golden Bears of CSP. 10 goals in the first half, 4 more in the fourth quarter to put it away. Joined by head coach Jessica Berg and a 5'10 junior attacker from the Show Me State, from Arnold, Missouri, Brinley Willenbrock, who had 2 goals in the victory yesterday. Coach, congratulations. I know your home opener, maybe not exactly the preferred manner. That's back-to-back years where you have to play our home opener inside due to Mother Nature, but better result this year. Katrin Gilreath ties a career high with 5 goals. Brinley ties a season high with 2. So a couple notes I wanted to point out. Griffins win draw controls 18-6, and you're 12 for 12 on clear attempts. What an effort playing there in Gisk.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the clears looked so much better. That was a huge point of emphasis for us because before that they were a little rough. So I'm glad we saw that improvement. The draw has been something that has been our strength this year, which is really exciting too, because in the previous years it's been a bit of a struggle on whoever's taking the draw. So it's really nice to have Brinko, number 7, on there, and our circle players are quite competitive.
Absolutely. How much did you have to deal with the sin box yesterday, the penalty box?
We were in there quite a bit. I call it the happy box myself, but there's just some gameplay, some game management. Like, it was a lot of offside, so that's something that's controllable, so that's a little frustrating. But at least it's us playing discipline and not getting a ton of fouls.
Well, I heard that phrase thrown around yesterday, sin box, and as a Catholic, my mind went to the confessional. But I couldn't remember if you called it happy box or bad box, happy box, sin box, penalty box, whatever you want to call it. Brinley, over to you. You know, some unfortunate luck thrown your way last year, an injury in the fall that kept you sidelined last season, but back this year, clearly doing well. You've made a number of starts. Just take us through that process of rehabbing and getting yourself to where you are now.
Yeah, rehab was definitely difficult. Mentally is really the biggest impact on me, and I'm sure a lot of other athletes. Just coming back to a physical sport, like building your mental back up is really how you get your confidence back. So it's not all physical. The physical is the easiest part, really. And it's just the mental of getting hit again and being able to take falls and tumbles.
Yeah, I'm going to have you scoot that mic just a touch closer if you don't mind. Thank you so much. So Arnold, Missouri, in the southwestern part of the St. Louis metro, obviously that's become a metropolitan, pretty well known for lacrosse. A lot of schools around there and in this state and in this region that offer the opportunity to play this game. So to go on the other side of the state and play for a program that's now in its 6th year, take us back. I mean, your freshman year was 2024, so take us back in time to your recruitment, and what was it about Mo West and Coach Berg that kind of satisfied what you were looking for?
Yeah, so I only started playing lacrosse my sophomore year of high school. COVID cut my freshman year short, and that's the first time that I ever picked up a lacrosse stick, and immediately I was good at it, so I just stuck with it. And then my junior year I started playing club, senior year continued, and then I ended up talking to some coaches, and then I knew I wanted to stay within a decent range of home. So that's whenever I started talking to Coach Berg, and then ended up loving the facilities here and committed to the school.
Excellent. And Coach, back to you about Brinley for a moment. You know, we're up here beginning of the year like, you know, okay, we lost our top scorer. Where's some production come from? Well, getting Brinley back and seeing the things she's done. I think it's 3 multi-goal matches she's had so far this year. Just
nice.
What has it meant for your offense to just have her out there and doing what she's doing?
I think it's really fun to see because Brinley is one of our hardest workers. So it's fun to see the hard work really getting put into play and having it come pay off, really. I think moving the ball well and off-ball movement is great. There's a ton of different things that Brinley adds to the field, but she likes to score, so she has that drive to put her head down and get to cage, too. So it's just been really fun to see her out there after a tough year last year.
No doubt. A couple of ground balls for Brinley yesterday as well. So you're off this week. 2 weeks from now, get to go back to your home state of Colorado. Griffins will play CSU Pueblo March the 16th, UC Colorado Springs March the 18th. So kind of a win-win for you, right, Coach? Going back to your home state, your home area, and a chance for your team to see some non-conference flavor, pick up some wins. These are programs we've played before at home and on the road. That being said, with an off weekend, what does the practice load look like till you get there?
Well, we have today and tomorrow off. The last Colorado trip, and then CSP, it's just been a lot of time together. So I think the next 2 days are really focused on filling our cups back and resting, recharging, doing what we need to individually. And then the next 2 weeks, it's just going to be a lot of figuring out some off the field stuff, figuring out really now it's just about maintenance. I think our team has great talent, so it's just making sure that we stay up, we stay committed to the vision, the goals of the team. We Row the Boat by PJ Fleck this year, so ever making sure we're on the boat rowing the same direction because we've got some big sights for this season.
Awesome. And Brinley, just lastly for you, going back to yesterday, I remember talking about last year in this, the logistical challenges that come with playing indoors. You know, it gave me a day off, no broadcast, which is unfortunate for our fans, those who are far away. But that being said, you guys are used to that. You guys are used to that indoors, and we're kind of unique. We're one of the only schools in this area at this level with a full official field that's undercover, that has a roof. So how much of an advantage is it when you get an opponent in there and play him in an actual match?
So much. The vision, especially in there with the windows and the lighting coming down, it's hard to see the ball. Even I was talking to my mom yesterday on the sideline. She said that it was hard to even see the ball whenever you're just watching from outside. So being able to have the home advantage is huge in the JISC.
Well, it was cloudy, too. That had to help, right, without the sun completely beaming in there, right?
Yeah, we also practiced on both sides of the field this time, so we were able to adjust to the lighting on the far side and the close side of the field, and we used it to our advantage.
Very cool. Well, 2 weeks from now, the Griffins will be in Pueblo, Colorado, taking on CSU Pueblo. That match starts at 4. That same week, Wednesday the 18th, Griffins are at UC Colorado Springs. Back home, Sunday, March the 22nd. Scheduled to be outdoors Sunday, 1 o'clock, against a really good team from the GLIAC. Grand Valley State will be our next home opponent coming up in just 20 days from right now, March 22nd. So make your plans to be at Spratt and cheer loud for a Griffin team that's really doing some good things. Winners of 3 straight and 4 of their first 5 with Brinley, Willenbrock. That's Coach Jessica Berg. Ladies, congrats. Jess, good to see you off crutches. Good to see your rehab going well. So I'm glad you could come up here and talk about a win. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, ladies. That's Griffin Lacrosse. And here to talk about it here in a second will be head coach Michael Keeran. And our athlete guest today will be the junior second baseman from another Texan from Bulverde, Texas, and a transfer of Amarillo College, David De Hoyos, swinging one of the hotter sticks in the MIAA, or so it seems. David batting .333 to start the year with a hit in all but one game so far this year. We'll get our gentleman here up here, get the headsets on, and get him comfortable as we talk about a team that's now 7-9 overall, 2-4 in the MIAA. Took 2 out of 3 from Central Oklahoma. Won the first game Thursday. UCO got us Friday. We get them back on Saturday, 12-7. And Coach Keeran, welcome back. And I can't help but notice some of the offense that you guys put up this weekend. A combined 40 hits, 12 doubles, including 8 doubles on Thursday, 3 triples, a triple in each game, and then your pitching staff combines for 19 strikeouts. Cole Evans does his thing, gets us a shutout in a run rule game Thursday, and then 2 of the 3 games, Griffins commit no errors. And yes, now 7 of your first 10 at home are wins. So just thoughts on the weekend overall?
Yeah, it was good to beat UCO. I mean,
scoot that mic a little closer to you.
Gotcha.
You could bend it in a little bit. Up,
Is that good?
Go up, and then bend it inward. There you go, perfect, right there.
Sweet.
There you go.
Yeah, I thought the weekend was good. I mean, to beat UCO, team that won the conference tournament last year, so to be able to beat them, that's kind of just a little bit of a statement win. I don't think probably, the few MIAA people out there that really track it probably thought we were going to win. So that was good. Offense was steady up and down the lineup, right? That's something that when we've had that all year, we've been really, really good. That's a really good staff, too, to do that off of. So, and then, Cole on Friday, or I guess this week it was Thursday, but he's nails. And that's kind of what you want out of a number one, is just to be super steady and low, like kind of a low heartbeat. And then, David, he's been about as consistent gets, and there's been others around him. But I would say just out of a consistency standpoint, David's been that for us. Another just kind of low heartbeat guy. Nothing ever really wavers him. So I think that's true with Cole and David, and those have been 2 of our best players on both sides of the ball.
No doubt. David De Hoyos, one of 28 first-year Griffins who joined the team, and, of course, all of them being transfers. And, David, same thing. I'll just have you poke that mic a little bit closer for me. Sure, appreciate it. And I read some of your numbers as you were coming up here, David. A hit in 15 of the first 16 games so far this year, a couple home runs. And in the field, I think that's an aspect that we forget about sometimes. At second base, 71 chances, no errors for David. He's helped on 11 double plays, and we know what your bat's done too, David. Just how much fun are you having with Coach Keeran on this journey? And a couple of your Amarillo teammates joined you up here as well. Just what can you say about your experience as a Griff so far?
My experience as a Griff has been great. I mean, we just love to get after it. We love to play for each other, and we love to play for Keeran. So we got all those things going. It's hard not to have fun out here and not to play best for Keeran.
So, David, a little bit on his history. A couple years at Amarillo, 107 career games there, 23 career home runs, 119 career hits, and he was a pick in the 2023 San Antonio Area All-Star Game. But, David, Google would tell us that you were also a pretty good football player, an all-state selection as a safety, and I know you had some colleges, I think Sam Houston being one of them, that were interested in your football ability. So, there's another guy from Texas who played football and baseball that's well-known in these parts. But when it came to your decision on what route to go, just take us through that a few years ago and in high school.
Yeah, I mean, football was really fun, but baseball is where it's at. I mean, I love baseball with all my heart, and I feel like if I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it 100% and give it my all, and I feel like that was baseball. I could do that consistently, and I love it, and I'll never get tired of it. Yeah. So that's exactly why.
Michael, anything to add on just getting David in here? I know Amarillo, that's 3 Amarillo kids we got, and they've all contributed in one way or the other. Just obviously it's been fun seeing him in that cleanup spot, top of the lineup, doing what he does.
Yeah, no, getting David, we got him late. Shout out Grayson, wherever you're at.
Right there at the front.
Helping us out to get him. That was big time. But, yeah, no, kind of, again, just a guy that was maybe overlooked for whatever reason, and he's done a great job here. And, we're thankful every day that we have him. And I think that's the cool thing is be able to coach him, but also to be able to mentor him off the field because, you feel a little more personally responsible because you're pretty far from home, right? Yeah. And that's, I remember one thing that I had to talk to his mom and dad about where he's not going to – we're going to keep him – there's going to be guardrails here. And but, yeah, man, like – he's fun to work with offensively because it's something where, like, you just give him one cue or one little thing and it just clicks. And it doesn't click like that for every guy out there. But I don't have to talk much with David. It's more so just little verbiages here and there to get him back on track. And I think, again, he has a very good self-awareness, which is what, like you said, 15 out of 16 games. It's just a ton of consistency. He's just got a good head on his shoulders, too. Like, even when he does kind of go down in a big moment maybe at the plate, like you never feel you're almost like, okay, well, now next time he's in this it's going to be something pretty good for us because it doesn't happen more than once very often with him.
Absolutely, and a 5-game hit streak now as well for David. So many multi-base hit games. Yeah, it's been so much fun to watch. I just said in this team, that's been swinging the bat quite well, and they'll take those skills on the road. Not far, going to Warrensburg to take on Central Missouri. We all know the reputation there, of course, 15-2, and they've won 9 in a row. They've had a good start to their conference, but the Griffins, again, as Coach pointed out, coming off a win over the defending MIAA tournament champs, so a chance to play yet another perennially good team in our league. But if I learned anything from last week, it's not so much about the opponent. It's about just focusing on us and working on us. So what do you work on as you prepare for the Mules?
Yeah, I mean, the schedule is the schedule, It's kind of funny that, we're playing top 3 team in the country. Then you go and you play conference tournament champion from last year. He was top 25. And then, okay, now you got powerhouse. Like, it's good. It just feels like right now we're playing like almost tournament type games, and I think that's going to get us ready for the future and down the road. Who has played? The conference tournament's going to be on the road for dang near everyone, and to have that be, something that we've already lived, like went and played a top 20 team at Metro, played a top 10 team at Pitt, playing a top 10 team at Central Missouri. Like, that's what's going to get you ready for the tournament. Playing the Sisters of the Poor or whatever isn't going to get you ready. So we're excited for that. But, the same breath, like, we're going down there to give them our best go. They're really, really good. And, not going to give them any bulletin board material, a little bit smarter than that. But we're going to go and play them really, really tough, and we're just going to embrace it. It's fun to play. Adversity is a two-way thing. Like, if you can channel it into being a positive, then it can fuel you. But if you have any type of fear, then yeah, it's not going to go your way. So it's a really good opportunity for us, and I think we have enough slow heartbeat guys, enough consistent guys. I think we'll be able to get it done, and I think our best baseball is ahead of us for sure. Just playing our best game, and then obviously result-wise too. So kind of the light at the tunnel is coming close.
Sure. And the series is scheduled for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Friday at 3, Saturday 2, Sunday 1 from Jim Crane Field in Warrensburg. Kyle Crooks' Mules will take on Michael Keeran's Griffins in a 3-game set. It's always going to be a good battle when you play them, but Mo West just gave UCO a good battle, took 2 out of 3. We'll try to apply that and get some wins down there in Warrensburg this weekend. Coach will be right next door in downtown KC, pulling for you, rooting for you. So good luck and congrats on a great weekend. David, same thing. Thanks for coming.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having us.
Appreciate you guys. Yeah, Michael Keeran and David De Hoyos joining us up here to talk Griffin baseball. We'll talk women's basketball coming off of a thrilling end to their regular season there at Wichita, Kansas, Newman University, and now the Griffins, number 7 seed in the conference tournament. And, well, don't look now, but in about 48 hours, we'll be playing again in the conference tournament, taking on Nebraska Kearney, which I believe is the first game of the entire event down there this week at Municipal Auditorium. We got head coach Luke Scheidecker and 2 of our terrific seniors joining us from Waukee, Iowa, Lindsey Kelderman, a transfer to Northwest, and from Edward Waters University in Jacksonville, originally of Madison, Wisconsin, Mia Morel, our Wonder Woman, on Saturday in so many different games this year. But these two, if you were paying any attention, and we did go off the air, both the video and radio did late in the game, unfortunately, but if you were able to follow along, these two were so pivotal in a double overtime win at Newman there on Saturday. But, Coach, just starting with you, going for your big picture here, this month has been unbelievable. 5 straight wins, 7-1 in your last 8. And, again, we're playing Wednesday afternoon. But thinking of February, now we're on to March. If you could summarize the month that your group had in February in a few sentences, how would you do that?
Yeah, I mean, I think coming together. I mean, I felt like as a team we've been coming together and we've understood our identity better and, where we want shots to come from and executing at a high level. And it takes time when you have a bunch of new faces and, figuring out and playing together. And they bought into what we're asking them to do, and they've been playing hard, and we've seen the fruits of our labor.
Yeah, Griffs wins this week over Emporia State. Don't want to overlook that either, the home finale, and then 94-88 at Newman after getting down 10 in the fourth quarter. Mia, there were so many layers to what happened there on Saturday. I almost forgot some of the things. But my wife was with me Saturday, and she reminded, and I commented on the air when, Coach, we were down 3, 13 seconds left, timeout called. You get handed the dry erase board. It was on you to draw up a play without revealing any secrets. Just what was your message in that huddle, and what were you hoping to do coming out of that timeout?
Yeah, Coach just had trusted me to just write this play down that, I've told him that has worked for me in the past, and, we kind of just had to go out there and try to execute it. And, my shot didn't go in, but our team, didn't give up. We, played to the last second with Kaya getting the ball tipped to Lindsey, and Lindsey got that shot off. It didn't go how I drew it up, but it went how we wanted it to go.
Yeah, all's well that ends well. And we'll get to Lindsey's part in the victory because you have to mention it, of course. But Mia, credit to Newman. I mean, we knew it was their senior day. They were hucking up threes, making threes. They had us down in a bind, and they limited you to 2 points in the first half. You had 16 points the fourth quarter alone. What changed in those closing minutes? I mean, it was just unbelievable, the things you were doing.
Yeah, I think just in the first, they were guarding me pretty good, and, my shot just wasn't falling. But, that's when I just started thinking, I know I can do other things for the team. So, I was trying to get my assists, trying to rebound. And then I guess in the third and fourth quarter, I just locked in, and I was like, we need this win. I want to help my team. And then once I hit my first 3, I just started feeling it. And then they start feeding me and playing off me. And, when they find me and I can just start knocking down my shots, I just get going.
Yeah, I was feeling some type of way up high on the radio describing that, and I think I said you saw your signal in the sky and came to the rescue. But, of course, so did Lindsey Kelderman. Lindsey, as Mia mentioned, she takes the shot out of the timeout. But you and Nakaya on the baseline in the corner, down right in front of the bench. Time's about to expire. You get some semblance of a shot off. I figured they'd blocked it, and that was it. But, no, we heard the whistle and then the final buzzer. They put 1.6 on the clock, down 3, chance to tie it. And so you did, and leading up to that moment, you had 70 total free throw attempts your college career, limited chances this year, 11 of 14. Did you, I guess, first off, when you heard the whistle, were you surprised? Were you trying to draw a foul? What was your reaction when you realized, okay, I have a chance to go and do this?
Yeah, well, I knew there was, 12, 13 seconds when we had the play, so I knew that there was only going to be a few seconds left when I got this rebound. So I just got behind the three-point line, and I was like, well, got to give ourselves a shot. So threw it up, got fouled, and then I was just hoping that they gave me 3. I didn't want to do the 2 free throws. I wanted all 3 of them.
Do you usually take that that little a time between shots? Because you were just bang, 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 no dribbles. Has that been your routine always?
Yeah, I've either done 1 or 2 dribbles, but yeah, I just keep it simple and just do my shot that I know that I can do.
Absolutely, and again, down by 3, that sent us to overtime, and we were looking pretty good the first overtime, then they hit a 3 to send it to a second, and then, Coach, 2 people I don't want to go unnoticed on Saturday. Nikia Harris's 22 points, Ana Oliveira Diaz with 12. Those 2 in particular in overtime had some great driving layups. That's what comes to mind immediately. Nikia, her rebounding effort, it took all of them to pull off what you did Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, I thought they were both huge. I mean, obviously Nikia with 22 points and rebounded really well. Ana had Ana had 12 points, but she also had 11 assists.
That's right.
And 8 rebounds.
Wow. Yeah.
In conference play, Ana's averaging 14 points, almost 6 rebounds, and almost 6 assists a game. I mean, that's a pretty good stat line right there. And that's what that's as we talked about earlier. What's changed in February? I really feel like they're playing together as a team, and credit. We had 20. In a 50-minute game, we had 20 assists and 8 turnovers.
Wow.
So that's pretty impressive for, that long of a game. And, we took care of the basketball and, we had a chance to win it at the end, and we came through.
That's right. There were 2 double-doubles for the Griffs on Saturday. Ana, who is with us here today, 12 points and 11 assists. And then Mia Morel, 34 points, 11 rebounds. Season high in rebounding for her first double-double comes at a great time. Now, we went off the air sometime in the second overtime, and we weren't officially back on until halftime of the men, which is unfortunate, not only due to the thrilling finish, but then I shared the vignette about Ty Henry, men's basketball. He'll be up here next, but Ty had to drive himself to the game, and we'll tell you why, but we knew that he was going to be rolling into Wichita about game time, so I was then told that you knew it, and you were going to do your part to try and stall and delay and give the men extra time, but I'm not sure getting a technical foul and getting down 10 was part of the plan, but hey, it worked out for our men, didn't it?
Technical foul was not on purpose. So let's go on that one first. I won't get into that one there.
Fair enough.
Yeah, we knew Ty, but when Brooks walked in about 1:15, I went to him, how are we doing? Brooks said, he'll be here at 2:05. We're good. So I knew we were good there, but yeah, I was ready to do my job, and the goal was to be up by enough where we could just take some timeouts and make it go longer so Ty could get there, but it ended up being a long time before we started the men's game after that 30-minute senior night thing.
I was just going to say, they must have got the memo, too, because that was about the longest senior day ceremony I've ever been through. But their house, their rules, I suppose. But, okay, going now to Kansas City, the MIAA tournament, we get a rematch with Nebraska Kearney. They got us, we got them back in the month of January. Now, Kearney, a team that, like us, they were kind of in that middle part of the pack where they were fighting. They were hanging on. They beat Fort Hays State to end their year, and they benefit from Northeastern State beating Rogers, and then Northeastern won again. So NSU gets in, Rogers left out. Kearney's the 10 seed. We're the 7. We'll play Wednesday at 2:15. And, obviously Drew Johnson's coached in this tournament before. They've gotten some big wins. There's a former Griff on that team. And then Jillian Ashoff, a veteran guard who has more assists than most people at this point. We know them well. They know us well. We got 48 hours. What are you honed in on right now?
Yeah, I think the last 5 games he's cut down his rotation a little bit, and playing 7 people, and obviously we played them twice, lost up there by about I believe 5, and then won here by 20.
Yep.
But they're a good team. I mean, I think they have 3 top 25 wins on the year. I mean,
they had a couple of non-con. I know that for sure.
Yep, and they beat Fort Hays. I mean, that just shows you the parity right now between 1 and 10 in the league is not huge at all. Anyone can go down to Kansas City and win it. Hopefully, it's us. Understanding, every possession is going to matter down there. We can't take breaks. We can't have a bad quarter. When we lost up there at Kearney, we had a bad 3-minute stretch. That's all it was a 3-minute stretch where it got out of hand. So you got to be locked in for 40 minutes. I like the way we're playing right now. I mean, obviously, our kids are playing with confidence, and I mean, Mia, what she's done in the last month and a half is incredible. But other players have stepped up tremendously. I thought Eastie Park was, she had 11-9 on Saturday.
Yes,
which is huge as well. So it's going to take everybody, right? If you're going to win 4 games in 5 days, it has to be a complete team effort. Because the league's tough, and every game is going to be tightly contested.
Certainly, and probably the player, it's either Meredith or Lindsey that's played in this MIAA tournament more than anybody. Of course, playing for a different team. And Lindsey, as you're, we're getting down right to senior year. We've talked about that. We had senior day a week ago, but getting to play in this great event. I mean, the what it's like down there, the atmosphere, and what the floor looks like, and how it's set up. Just how excited are you, and how do you think maybe you and Meredith's experience playing down there can help this group?
Yeah, it's definitely exciting, and like you said, we've both had experience down there, so I think we can just use that to help our team and get us all locked in and ready to go for all 40 minutes.
Yeah. And Mia, just any closing thoughts from you? I think it's up to 20 consecutive games now in double digits. It's 3 or 4 30-plus point performances for you. I mean, it's been magical, and I wish we could get a little longer with this group, and I know you guys will be working hard to extend our season, but just where's your mindset going into this week, going into the postseason?
I'm really excited. I feel like our team will do very well in the tournament, and I'm really hoping, like Coach said, that we can win it, because I feel like we've been through a lot from the beginning of the year to now, and we've just overcome so much, and like he said, we are coming together now, and I just feel like I have a good feeling about this, and I'm just excited to play.
Well, you're not alone. I told Luke yesterday I'm fired up, and I like what he had to say on, I think it was your Facebook page, that, a team that's sitting at 2-7, then 6-14, then 0-4 in the league would have been easier for anybody to just say, yeah, this ain't working, experiment failed. But no, this team pulled itself up and really pulled off some incredible things over this last month. So 5 in a row, 7 of the last 8. Coach, I guess I'll let you have the final word. Just any final thoughts, anything we didn't touch on, because we're all just having fun watching you.
Oh, yeah, no, I mean, it's been a blast to coach this group. We have a great group of young women, and it's been fun to watch our growth throughout the year and them to come together as a team, and, hopefully we can finish March off strong.
Yeah, no doubt about it. It is officially March. I know John Rothstein was waiting to tweet that probably at midnight on Sunday morning, but it is officially March, and we'll see what the madness has in store for us. Wednesday, the 4th, 2:15 against Kearney. Winner gets Fort Hays State on Thursday, March 5th. At 2:15. Hayes is the 2, Central Missouri's the 1, but you look at the hottest teams coming into KC. UCM, yes, they won 11 in a row. Washburn's won 6 in a row. Griff's have won 5. So those are really the only 3 big win streaks for anybody coming into this. Obviously, everyone's 0-0 conference tournament, but this team comes in with palpable momentum. Griffs and Lopers Wednesday afternoon. Me and Rob will be there. So, ladies, coach, awesome stuff. Congratulations. Good luck this week.
Appreciate it, Tommy.
There you go. And that's Mia Morel, Lindsey Kelderman, and Luke Scheidecker. Griffin women's basketball, Kansas City bound for a 5th year in a row. Men's basketball, of course, making history on Saturday with the win over Newman. 20-10, 12-7 in the MIAA, a team that's won 3 in a row, 6 of their last 8, knocking off the Jets there on Saturday, 97-82, and all of that to get this program its first 20-win season in 23 years. Got Brooks McKowen, and we'll get Ty Henry situated, and we'll get our men's basketball segment underway to round out our show here today. So, Coach, congratulations first off. Heck of a year, heck of a regular season, and we know where we're bound. A primetime quarterfinal rematch with number 5 seed Arkansas Fort Smith, meaning the Griffs are the 4. So we'll talk about the matchup, but man, it's March. 3 straight years with you as a head coach that you get 20 wins. We know that's kind of the pinnacle and the standard in this sport. How are we feeling as a group now that the week is here?
Feeling good.
Yeah.
It was a good week for us last week. It's been a fun year. That's kind of what I've told people is it's been a fun year with this group. It was a completely new group when we started, basically. So putting them all together, seeing how they blend, and seeing what they've done, and I feel like we're playing good basketball right now. I feel like we're kind of playing our best basketball at this point, and obviously Ty and some of Noah and Dev and the rest of the crew, they're rolling right now, and they're playing with an extreme amount of confidence, and that's what you want this time of year.
This is a team that scored 90-plus its last 3 games in a row, up to number 4 in the MIAA in scoring offense, averaging now north of 82 points a game, and a guy that's been responsible for a lot of that is the 6'2 senior guard from Topeka, Kansas, Mr. Ty Henry, who has scored now 20 or more in 6 of his last 8 games, career high 31 points there on Saturday. But of course, Ty, you shared with us, it was shared with me, and we talked about it post game that you had to attend a funeral that day in your home city of Topeka, about a 2-hour drive to Wichita. Is it right, first off, that your original ETA was about 2 o'clock? Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's not so bad. But then it wasn't until about 4:33, I think, when we finally got underway there on Saturday afternoon. But was it a relief at all? Just I know I was watching you guys stirring around up in the mezzanine behind the basket, waiting to take the floor. But for you, the what you had to go through to start your day, was that a relief to be able to just sit and relax and take some time before playing?
Yeah, it was definitely good to get my legs underneath me and get some more time just to move around and stuff. So that was good, and obviously it was kind of entertaining to watch the girls play, and it was a great game. So.
Yeah, I was up there. I was dancing around, having a good time, and I saw you guys cheering them on. And yeah, what a cool scene there on Saturday. So looking at that game against Newman, again a 97-82 victory. First half, Coach, I was again dealing with a technical issue, trying to get back on the air, but I'd look up and they'd hit a 3 and they hit another one, and they're up 12, and I'm like, oh boy. But then we closed the gap. We're down 6 at halftime. But folks, this is a team that 8 times this year, when trailing at half, has come back to win. And not only did you win, you put on a pretty good shooting clinic. Griffins were 18 of 24 from the field, 4 of 6 from 3, 61 points, all in a half. What was the transformation you saw those last 20 minutes?
Yeah, I mean, we were getting good shots in the first half. We missed a couple layups. We missed some wide open threes. I'm going to blame it on the rim was bent down a little bit in that end, so maybe that's what the issue was. But no, we just knew we had to stick with it. They came out ready to roll. I mean, they didn't really have anything to play for. They knew it was their last game. It was senior night. They started a senior that hasn't really made threes all year, and he hits 2 threes on us to start the game. So
was that the taller guy? Yeah.
Yeah, the lefty, and he had a good game for him. But we knew if we just stuck to what we needed to do and continued to play the way we were supposed to play, it would balance out, hopefully. And it obviously did balance out in the second half. And these guys have been good all year. Like, they don't quit. They're going to keep competing. They're going to keep fighting. We know that. So that's when we get down, we don't get too worried about it. We know our run's coming, and they just do a good job of executing and staying with it. Like, some teams get down, and you start to take bad shots and start to force things. And these guys know that if they just keep playing together and keep doing it the right way, eventually we'll get on our run.
Joined by Ty Henry and Brooks McKowen, talking men's basketball to round out our show today from Hi-Ho Bar and Grill. Well, going back briefly to last year, I think it was either Noah or Will that, kind of mentioned it in a recent press conference that Brooks McKowen's final year at Upper Iowa last year was a team that was 21-9, but did not get in. Don't you love regionalization? And the year before, Coach, 2024 at Upper Iowa, 22 games. You guys did get in, beat Kentucky Wesleyan in the first round of the NCAA tournament. So you don't hate regionalization enough, friends. But you do have 3 players who went through that last year. 21 wins got left out, being Gavin, Noah, Will Kabiris. How helpful is that experience and knowing that it's just not over till it's over, and every win matters, and you can never have enough insurance this time of year?
Yeah, it definitely is. And you talk about last year. I mean, we went through one of the toughest things I think I've ever been in. We were 6 going into the conference tournament, and coming out of the conference tournament, I think we won, or whatever. Coming out of the conference tournament, we were 6 in the region, and we just needed one team not to upset, and there was 3 upsets in 3 tournaments, and it knocked us out. Our guys literally were on the bus watching 2 games on our way home. And had to go through that. So, Noah, Gav, and those guys and Will have been through something that was tough, and I think that lights a fire in them, and I think that motivates them for this year to not leave it up to chance. And, hopefully we haven't. We obviously still need to go take care of business at the conference tournament, but I feel like we're in a good spot with the region right now, and hopefully we're not counting on other people and watching other people to see if we get in the tournament, because these guys definitely deserve it. They've put a good resume together, being 20 wins on a season where you've got one of the toughest strength of schedules in the country. So it's not like we just got 20 cupcake wins. Like, we've been playing good teams all year. We've been battling. So these guys deserve to be in it. Now we can, take care of it ourselves at the conference tournament, or we'll be sitting there Sunday trying to figure it out.
Griffins stay at number 31 in the KPI, which, again, it's a 64-team field, and strength of schedule has been consistent. Number 2 toughest in the nation per the Massey ratings, another one of those highly respected metrics that folks look at this time of year. Now, if you're wondering, our region, obviously Brooks was in the Midwest region last year, in the Central now with the Northern Sun, with the Great American. Just kind of a sense of what's going on in those conferences right now. The Northern Sun tournament, because, they like to be different. They're playing their tournament now. St. Cloud State. See, St. Cloud, you got to be a St. Cloud fan this week, because they were 4th or 5th in the region when the week began. So they're playing in semifinals this afternoon. The best thing in the MIAA, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but the best thing in the MIAA's interest right now would be for St. Cloud State to win the Northern Sun, because they're getting in one way or the other. In the Great American Conference, they'll be playing alongside us. Best case there, in my view, is Oklahoma Baptist, who's the 3 seed right now, or Washita, who's the 7. If either one of them win, you're probably okay. But then in the weeds, you've got Harding, who's 10th in the region, and Southern Nazarene, who actually beat us in November. They've got 20 wins. They're not even regionally ranked, and they're playing in their conference tournament. So the GAC, in my estimation, has the best chance. But number 2 seed Augustana, they're playing in semis later today. So that's what's going on. Do you see the same looking at the landscape in the region?
Yeah, absolutely. I think Rogers is going to kind of sneak in there
Yes.
too with getting a win over Fort Smith last week. So we're going to have the MIAA will have 4 to 5 in the top 10 again. And again, like you said, we want favorites to win right now. Oklahoma Baptist, St. Cloud, we're cheering for those guys. And then as far as the MIAA goes, if one of us 4 win it that we're regionally ranked, then you're still good there. So then you're not getting any bid stealers. Hopefully we don't have to root for that. Hopefully we can just take care of business and secure ourselves. I think this week we'll be somewhere around that 4-5, but we'll kind of see where we're at, probably 5. Hopefully we're not the one on the bubble that's needs those guys, the favorites to win. Hopefully we're just securing ourselves in there before it happens.
Ty, it probably wasn't this difficult at the NAIA level, was it? Getting into a national tournament, all these hoops?
Yeah. For sure, easier.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, looking at this rematch, we got Arkansas-Fort Smith on Friday night, 6 o'clock. It is a quarterfinal. It's the 4 versus 5. My memory of that game on a Thursday, obviously, was a high-intensity, fun game to watch really for a while until it wasn't, but it was a tit-for-tat, back-and-forth shooting performance for both teams. And as Coach pointed out, Rogers State, who was ranked 9th in the region, beat number 4 in the region, UAFS, on Saturday. So obviously the Hillcats still battling, Fort Hays State still in that battle, of course, but rematch after we saw them only about 2 weeks ago. Both teams get a few extra days here. So Ty, what's the main thing from a player's perspective, I guess, how you guys treating this one?
Yeah, obviously last time we struggled to guard them. I think we gave up like 97 points or something like that. So that's definitely going to be a focus this week in practice. So we need to figure out how to slow their offense down, and then I think we just need to continue what we're doing on offense, and we'll be in a good spot.
Yeah. Brooks, final thoughts for you heading into this one?
Yeah, they're good. We're going to have to, bring our A game for this thing, and we know that. And if you look back at that last game, Will didn't play. Marco rolled his ankle in the first half. So we'll have full strength, which will be nice. But, yeah, they got hot on us early in that game. They started small, and we're firing a bunch of threes up and making them all. So we're going to have to make some adjustments, but we've got a full week of practice to prepare and to get these guys healthy. I think that's a big thing, too, having this week. We've been a little beat up. Frank was sick this weekend, so we can get some guys back to being healthy and ready to roll on Saturday.
Yeah, getting Will Kabiris back on Wednesday after a 4-game hiatus. Beat Emporia, obviously that was big, and then went down on the road in Newman, 97-82, and I had almost forgotten Marco. He missed a good chunk of the first half. Trevor was back there jogging him and getting his ankle right, so you hope everyone at full strength. That's the best thing right now. Quarterfinals on Friday night, 6 p.m. The victor goes to semifinals Saturday night at 6. The men's championship set for Sunday afternoon at 3:30. Women's championship on Sunday at 1 o'clock. And I am so blessed to say that in all 5 years I've been here, I'm going down to cover both men's and women's basketball in the conference tournament. So, again, we're so blessed. And 2 teams that are it's not like we snuck in or anything. No, both teams are coming in here full charge with momentum, and that's what's so exciting. And a 20-win season for the first time in 23 years. I've been saying it for a while that this program, last 5 or 6, 7 years, been so close to doing so many good things. And, we kind of turn a new page, and here's history for this group. Against Arkansas-Fort Smith this Friday at 6 o'clock. Don't forget the women playing Wednesday at 2:15 as well, and the women would play Thursday should they get past Kearney. So we have a busy slate, but that's a good problem this time of year, Coach. Ty, awesome stuff. We love you. We're cheering for you. Good luck this weekend.
Thanks, Tommy.
There you go. Ty Henry and Brooks McKowen to round us out on a full GSI podcast here from Hi-Ho Bar and Grill today.